Last month, we had Khloe Kardashian on the show talking about her Dose & Co. 28 Days of Glow Challenge, which I'm on like day 4, I think. We'd never met before, but in many ways, we're going through the same things in life. A lot of us are. Let's just say it's why we can both appreciate Singles Awareness Week, and maybe some of you as well. Our conversation went on longer than we could squeeze into one episode, so I want to share more of that chat today. There was a part where we got to talking about rumors and co-parenting, and if you experience that yourself, you know how difficult that can be, but it's also satisfying when it works. We certainly share a similar perspective, so take a look. There's a rumor that you're moving to Boston. I actually love Boston. I almost went to school in Boston. So is there any truth to that? I love Boston.
I do love Boston. I don't have any issue with Boston. But, you know, with COVID and everything, I just don't want to uproot my daughter more than with all the changes that's happened so far this year. And, you know, oh, my girl.
Well, and it'd be hard, too, to separate from your family. Isn't your whole family kind of based here?
We're all in LA and we live so close to each other, and with her, you know, not being able to have her classes and all that, she's with her cousins every single day, and I can't take that away from her. But it's nothing against Boston. It's just for the best of my daughter.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but if you want to go to, I'm not even a sports ball fan, but man, I love watching sports ball games in Boston. Those people are crazy like Texans. They are so into it. Co-parenting, I've heard that you speak about co-parenting, and I'm doing that right now too. It's tough. Is it harder than you thought? Like, you know, is it working with you interesting? Because I know with me and Brandon, it's just a difficult thing because we're in different places. And it's like, we both agree on like the main things, but it's a hard thing when you're not together all the time, for me personally. Has it been hard for you?
You know, my parents were the most perfect example, and I was really blessed and fortunate to have that as my example and to see that. And even with my stepdad and the integration of all of that and how my dad and my stepdad dealt with one another was really just such a beautiful thing to witness. They played golf once a week, and I'm sure that wasn't easy for my dad, but he did it for us. And so having that really selfless example was awesome for us. So I think with all of us, whether it be Courtney and Scott or Tristan and myself, I try to mirror that and always keep it about the kids. But with Tristan, it's a trust thing, and Tristan is so great and really trusts me as a mom and knows I'm always going to do the right thing for True. So he really doesn't tell me no a lot of the times, and I'm grateful for that, because I think as moms, we just sort of feel like we have the right to, like, we know what we're doing with our kids.
Yeah.
But it was fun. The other day, True was going to be 3 in April, and I wanted to give her her very first trim. And when I mean trim, like not even half an inch. I just wanted to cut some of her baby hairs. And Tristan, I don't think, has ever told me no. And he really freaked out by me wanting to cut her hair. And it was so crazy to me how he was freaking out. He called my brother for my brother to talk me out of it. He called my mom. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't going to give her a trim. I didn't know he was that adamant about it until everybody else started calling me. But I didn't do it because I also have to, you know, show him that okay, if you don't want me to do something that badly, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think, great with communication, and trust is the most important thing, I think, with raising kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right too. I think that's what Brandon and I focus on too, is like, as long as you make sure it's about the children and their best interest, then we're both on board. It's so funny you said the hair thing though, because this was when I was married. I came home and my mom had just cut my child's hair. And then my husband and I were just kind of like, at the time, my husband and I were like, wait, what? And you can't just like, and it's to this day, it's our biggest thing, and she hates this joke. She's gonna hate this, so make sure this stays in. But she hates that we bring it up. I'm like, should I leave my kid with you, or am I gonna come back with them and they're gonna have a haircut? Like, I'm like, you have to ask someone to do that. It's so funny that you mentioned that. You and Kim and Courtney, who was the biggest troublemaker, like when you were younger?
Oof. Well, I could speak for myself. I was definitely a terror from probably 14 to 17. I've stolen a couple cars. I actually burned one of my mom's cars on fire. I didn't. It's a whole thing. How long is the show? Because it's going to take a while. Gosh. So I was probably my mom's just biggest like thorn in her side. But you know, that's what moms do. I never would know that. She's never said that to me, but I could, just thinking of what I put her through. I feel so bad. And now I'm just like, I pray this doesn't happen to me. And what can I do? So
I hope you don't swim in that karma, ma'am. That's some rough karma as far as being a mom.
know. Oh
I
my
I
gosh,
was
it's horrible.
terrified. I think because I think religion did a good job for me as a child of terrifying. I was terrified I was going to go to hell for anything. So I would have never, if somebody would be like, we're going to steal a car, I'd be like, I'm going to make a new friend. Like I would have been like, I am not going to hell for this. I was so
Well,
terrified.
it was my parents' car. Every time I stole one, it was my parents.
Oh,
But
okay.
still, it's stealing.
That's still wouldn't have, but that's way different. Okay, got
Yeah.
you. Okay, loud and clear. Well, how has being a mama changed your relationship with your mom? Because I agree with you. Like my mom, she was a single mom for a lot of my developmental years with me, and my brother and sister were gone, so it was just us. So it was really interesting to see that dynamic. And now I'm a single mom with my two, and it's an interesting thing to kind of a different vantage point, a different perspective, looking back at her life and being like, ooh, that was hard. That must have been hard.
Oh, totally. And I think the minute I got pregnant, I had so much empathy and compassion for my mom and just so much guilt too for everything I put her through or my attitude. And my mom is also my manager. So sometimes those lines get blurred if we're having an argument about something business related, we know how to separate it. But if someone's probably watching us, they're like, oh my goodness, like how I speak to her is crazy. But now I think I have a totally different way of just even talking with my mother and receiving what she has to say to me, even if it's from a workplace, because I'm now a mom and I just have so much more empathy and compassion. And I also understand why she drinks every day at 5.
Or sometimes before 5. No judgment. Well, besides drinking a glass of wine or doing something like that, what do you guys do to relax?
Weirdly, we love crime shows. So like every Friday or Saturday, we watch Dateline or 2020. And I know it sounds insane, but my sister Kim, my mom and I, we love to watch them. We call each other like, did you watch that Dateline? And I'll be out with my mom, and this is a true story. A bird flew over my head. And she was like, oh my God, Duck, I saw in 2020 that someone got murdered by a bird, but they thought the husband did it. And they found out like years later that it was really this bird. I have no idea, but she literally freaks me out all the time now. I think everything's like something bad's going to happen, but it does relax us in the moment. It's the aftermath.
Okay.
That's a little too PTSD.
I was going to tell you, I used to be obsessed with Dateline. And then I started to realize how completely crazy nervous I was alone in my house. Like I would be like, I've got to check every door. I mean, they can climb. I saw on this one Dateline special, I mean, she was on the 3rd floor. They got her on the 3rd floor. How did they even get in there? I don't know. But like I started part of it was like, I'm going to know how to defend myself. I'm going to be ready for everything. And the other part of me was just freaked out to sleep. I was always like this, sleeping. But like, I can't watch it anymore. But I was obsessed with it too. It's oddly weird how like you get into the story and you feel like you're a part of it. She is so great. Everybody check out Dose & Co. on Instagram for more info on how to join Khloe in the 28 Days of Glow Challenge and watch the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians this spring on E! Yep, I'm still here, just waiting for you to subscribe. If you don't, I'll be trapped in this box forever.